CATIA V5, this will be regarding join features. So this is really useful when you are working with multi-bodies and you want to prepare the parts for assemblies. As you're going to see over here, we have many features. So we see over here, if I'm going to expand this, we're going to have the information regarding each feature over here. So this will be for the screw. We also have for the head, shank, clamp, thread, and gusset over here. Now, before I'm gonna get started with this, I'm just gonna delete it, and let's see over here from the scratch. As you can see over here, I still have the following join added. Even though I deleted the one on the bottom, keep in mind that the join feature will actually add for both bodies over here that join operation. Now, this will be the starting point. As you can see, I have over here a sketch that I can change over here, and that will define the shape. And that shellable prism has been divided into those two parts. Now, if I'm going to select over here the join feature, we're going to see that in this case, I will be notified that the sketch selected is not valid for the feature. Now, depending on how you draw that sketch, in some cases you can have various problems over here, but if I'm just gonna move this over here, we're gonna see that this will be updated, and in this case this will work for the join feature. So as you can see, I still have that feature definition error. I can click yes over here, and if I'm gonna hit preview, we're gonna see that the sketch or join must contain non-construction points. So the problem over here within this sketch is that it's stated that I do have over here construction points. I'm just gonna delete that reference over there, so that which maintain this to be parallel to that one on the bottom. If I'm gonna leave the sketch, now this has been updated, and as you can see, I still have the following problem over here. So let me just quickly identify that problem. So this is the base sketch, this will be that. I'm just gonna add over here some values. So let's say 200 millimeters for the length. Okay, so as you can see, this is not constrained at all. But I don't have any elements that are added over here, let's say for construction. So I'm just gonna roughly add over here some dimensions. I also want this to be at 80 from that. I want to fully define this, so it will no longer have any problems. In this case, I'm going to center this again at 80, and I will use another sketch just to constrain this vertically in this case. As you can see, I can swap over here the location, but for that constraint, I already have that. And I need one regarding the vertical axis over here. From that point, let's just add this to be 90 so that the part will not be fully symmetrical. And I also have over here this distance to be defined. I can use that against the origin as well. So let me just quickly add that. This is why I don't like within CATIA. I need to click all of those, and only after that I can add that constraint. It's a lot easier within SolidWorks, for example. Now we have the following. There are still some elements that are not fully defined. I'm just going to add over here some angles, let's say 40, over here 50, and we still have the ones over here on the top, 140, and this is still unknown. As you can see, that will over constrain this, and I will just define the overall height of this segment in this case, which will be the following. So from that point all the way to this one, I want this to be 200, and we still have the following over here, let's say 45, and we see over here that this is still unknown, 110. Now this will be the sketch. As you can see over here, that profile over here, that shareable prism will eat a lot of that profile, since this is also drafted over here, but that shouldn't be a problem. Now, if I will hide that, and I will show the two divided components over here, they will be as following. If I'm going to use the join feature, as you can see now, that sketch is okay. So keep in mind that in some cases, if your sketch is not fully defined, you will encounter this problem over here. And we need to specify over here the screw position. So keep in mind that this join feature will combine two bodies within the same part. And if I will select over here, let's say bodies to join will be those. And I can select over here where I want this to be located. I can create a sketch. I can go within this plane. I can add over here a point, and that will be, as you can see, the join location between those two profiles. So two cylinders will be defined. If I'm going to hit preview, these are the default settings. As you can see over here, the join feature will be head and thread. If I'm going to click OK, this will be the output. I can go within a sketch, within a section over here, and we're going to set this with the profile. So we do have over here a clearance, as you can see, and we can further go and do additional changes. So keep in mind that you can either click on the join for the second body over here or for the first one. They will be within the same feature over here. As you can see, this will be join 3, this will be join 4. So they are linked together. And we can also change over here the profile if you want the head to be countersunk. As we can see, we're going to have this updated over here on the right. So we see the shank diameter, the head diameter, and also the height in this case. All of those are changeable over here within the parameters. You can also change over here if you want a different type of screw. This will be for the head, and as you can see, we have over here a clearance. If I'm going to add this to be 2 millimeter, we're going to see that this profile will now be smaller over here. If I'm going to make this 10 millimeter, this will be really large over here. We can also add drafted, both for the inner and outer, and we can enter a separate thickness if you don't want to maintain the same one. If I'm going to click OK, we're going to see that in this case, we have the following wall thickness over here, which was maintained from the shareable prism. And I can further expand this, and we're going to have the settings for the shank. As you can see, this will be the clearance. So if I'm going to add this, for example, 2 millimeters, we're going to have that added. We can also draft this. We can also have this reversed. And as you can see, with reverse, it will actually be as following. So the bottom section will be as this, and this will have the cutout now on the top. We also have over here the parameters for the clamp. As you can see, they will be also presented over here, so you can change all of those. We're going to have the section regarding the thread, and we see the wall and the side clearance in this case, and we also have the possibility to add gussets over here. Now, gussets will actually be those elements added in order to give strength to this. So if I'm going to select the ones for the head, they will be as following on the bottom. If I'm going to reverse this, it will be as following. You can also go for the head and threads to have those elements. And you can change over here various parameters. So in this case, we're going to see this will be the offset from the head. Keep in mind that this will be shareable, so they will maintain some of the information from the original shareable feature over here. But they will still have material since they will act as ribs. As you can see over here, this will be the section within those. So if I'm going to move this around, you're going to see that within the section, it will have the following shape over here. Now, keep in mind that the main advantage of functional modeling part is that you can always go back to the main sketch over here, and you can do various changes, and everything will be updated. In this case, we're going to see that I'm just going to make this narrower, let's say 70. And when I'm going to leave the sketch, this will be the updated feature. And we're going to see over here how those gussets will go ahead and will follow the profile of the shareable prism. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. You're going to find a similar video on the left side and a subscribe button to the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.